Hi, so in this video I'm going to continue my Debian test installation, and today what I wanted to do is to install a window manager onto my virtual machine, and also guest additions so that VirtualBox works better, and so that I can also like transfer files to the virtual machine. Like in the end, this is not the purpose of this is just to have uh, a solid understanding of what I'm going to do when I will be installing uh, this same system Debian on my new laptop that I just recently bought. So I just want to have like all the steps laid out, and I want to have tried doing those things before. So that's why I'm doing it in the VM first. So let's go ahead and start up the virtual machine. Alright, so we're logged in, and I'm going to, let me see, I have my checklist over here where I just wrote some things down. It's still like work in progress pretty much, but this is what I want to have when I'm installing the system on the actual laptop, so that I know exactly what to do, and not without trying to remember like, okay, what's the next thing, so that I have everything like listed and written clearly, like what the exact commands are that need to be run, what to put in config files, and so on. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna do is install the window manager. So we need to install two packages, xinit and awesome. Awesome is the name of the window manager. I have tried it before in a VM and I really liked it. So I'm going to install it, and I'm I haven't yet decided if I'm going to use that window manager, solely that window manager on my actual laptop, or maybe I will try using like a desktop environment. But yeah, I really like window manager, like this awesome window manager. I haven't tried any other window managers so far, but it makes sense to me to have like this kind of minimal work environment. And like, although desktop environments also have their advantages, they kind of seem a bit overwhelming, and there's a lot of features that I like really never use. So you might question whether it's a worthwhile thing to have. Like, even though my laptop that I bought, purposefully bought a very powerful laptop so that it lasts me quite a bit, and so that I don't have trouble running things that require a lot of computing power and so on. It obviously will be able to handle a desktop environment, but do I really need it? So, but let's just go ahead and install the window manager. So the first thing I'm going to do is type sudo apt update to update the repositories. Okay, so the repositories are up to date, and now let's do sudo apt install xinit and awesome. So it's gonna install all this stuff. Let's just let it run. Alright, so that installation is complete, and so now I can just type in start X, and it will launch the awesome window manager. So here's how it looks by default. Now I already have a config file that I have from my previous test sessions that I did in another VM before, and so I need a way to transfer that config file into the VM. At this point, I can't think of a way. Maybe there is some way that I'm not aware of, but basically I need to install VirtualBox Guest Additions in order to to be able to transfer files between the host machine and the guest machine. The guest machine being the virtual machine and the host machine being my laptop. So what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to shut the machine down, and I'm going to take a snapshot of what I just did, as I did like in all my previous videos. Like whenever I make a change, I take a snapshot, so that way it's easier to roll back if I make a mistake, and I don't need to like reinstall things. For example, it's much easier to have like a bunch of snapshots, and then if you get too many of them, you can just always delete the ones that you don't need anymore. So I'll just call this one installed xinit, and awesome. Take the snapshot. Okay, so so let me see. Yeah, so here I have a command. So basically, what I want to do first is kind of see which one of these packages I actually need. I'm pretty sure I need all three of them. I definitely need Linux headers, but I'm gonna go step by step because I want to test which ones are actually required. There's a good chance that all of them are required. But I kind of just want to see it with my own eyes, that like, well, if you don't have this package, here's what happens. So so VirtualBox has like its Guest Additions CD image here, and you can just insert it right away, which I'm gonna just go ahead and do. I believe like when you click that, if you go to, well, this is weird, the menu has like appeared all the way on the other side of the screen, some sort of bug, but oh, this is like, let me see. So here, like, if I click here, the menu appears over here. That's super weird, but so yeah, what I wanted to do is to go to details, and over here we can see that the VirtualBox Guest Additions ISO has been inserted into the VM while it's running. So so now let me just first of all find where it is, because I'm not really sure where it's mounted. Probably in media, CD-ROM 0. Hmm. Well, this is weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild guess, and I think I just need to mount this dev CD-ROM, or like SR0, which is just a symlink to this CD-ROM folder. So I'll just go ahead and mount /dev/CD-ROM to media CD-ROM 0. That will require sudo. Okay, it says mounted read only. Let's take a look. Alright, yeah, I was correct. That's nice. So basically, what we need to run here is this file. As far as I remember, it's VirtualBox Linux Additions.run. If I just like well, I don't need to cd there. I can just like go nano media cd-rom 0 VirtualBox Linux Additions.run. Yeah, that looks right. I remember that was just like a shell script, and pretty sure it's the one. So yeah, so basically what I'm gonna try now, just to see what happens. I'm gonna just run it, and it's probably not gonna work because I don't have anything installed. Any of those, like, it'll fail because it doesn't have the kernel modules. So it says here, kernel headers not found for target kernel. Please install them and execute such and such. VirtualBox Guest Additions running kernel modules will not be replaced until the system restarted. Reloading kernel modules. Currently loaded module. VirtualBox Guest version does not match VirtualBox Guest Additions installation. The log file may contain further information. Is it like done, or does it look like it finished? It looks like it's stuck or something, so I'll just cancel it. Well, I don't know, let me take a look at that log file, because I'm curious what it says there. VBox add setup.log. Okay, not much more information that we already, actually the exact same information that we got from in the output as it is. So let me see. So I definitely remember that Linux dash headers dash and then in the command substitution uname dash r needs to be run. So like uname dash r by itself outputs the kernel version. So when we have, like, if we just go echo Linux headers dash and then use this this construct like dollar and then the dollar sign and then in parentheses the command, it will substitute basically put the 6.1.0 and so on right here after Linux headers, and we'll get that. So that's the name of our package that we need to install. And so now I can just go sudo apt install that, and it will, what apt will get is Linux headers 610 and so on. So let me see, what is it gonna install? I'm just kind of curious. I don't like kind of entering commands that, like, I don't know for sure that are required for things to run. So I'm just like wondering, build essential and dkms. It says that I just like looked up online what do you need, and that's like I found that on some website. I don't see any of these things over here, at least not at first glance as I'm skimming it, but let's just go ahead and install the kernel modules, and then I'll try running the VBox Guest Additions install script again. Alright, that is done. The script output said that you need to reboot. I'm not sure it was referring to, if it was referring to like once the VBox Guest Additions installation is complete, you need to reboot, or for the like installation of kernels. I'm just gonna reboot so that it's like there's no possibility of mistake. Alrighty, so let me probably need to mount that again. I'm like almost 100% sure that I do, but let me just check anyway. Media CD-ROM 0, yep, not mounted. So mount. So try to search for that. How is it, like VBox? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and run it and see what happens. So what is all of this like? Verifying integrity, uncompressing, VirtualBox Guest Additions installer. The system appears to have a version of VirtualBox Guest Additions already installed. Really? Well, appearances can be deceiving, I guess. If it is part of the operating system and kept up to date, there is most likely no need to replace it. If it is not up to date, you should get a notification when you start the system. If you wish to replace it with this version, please do not continue with this installation now, but instead remove the current version first, following the instructions for the operating system. If your system simply has the remains of a version of the additions you could not remove, you should probably continue now, and these will be removed during installation. So I guess like when I ran the script the first time, it did something on the system, and I mean, let me just see, like, no, I'm pretty sure that it installs them in like opt. There it is, like VBox Guest Additions, and it already put some stuff in there. Well, let me just kind of see if it can handle that as it is. I'll just say yes. Let's try that. Failed to start. Okay. VBox add.service. Alright, it seems that maybe if I remove that rm-r f, I guess, sudo, I don't know, do I need the f? No. Let's try running it again. Okay, so now I see this message, this system is currently not set up to build kernel modules. Please install the GCC make Perl packages from your distribution. Running kernel modules will not be replaced, and so on. So I guess I'd like try installing all this stuff again. So if the script recommends that we should install GCC make and Perl, and this says like build essential and DKMS, I don't know, like I'm gonna try what the script says, and I'm gonna go sudo apt install GCC make and Perl. So Perl is already the newest version. I guess I have Perl already, but GCC and make I don't have. Alright, so let's install those. Great. Now I will, well, I guess I'm just like, let me just try installing again without removing that folder. Let's see if it works. Well, it says building the modules. So let's see what we have here. Building the modules, and running kernel modules will not be replaced until the system is restarted or RCV box add reload triggered. Reloading kernel modules and services. Kernel modules and services reloaded. You may still consider to re-log in if some user session-specific services, shared clipboard, drag and drop, seamless, or guest screen resize were not restarted automatically. So basically I'll just reboot because, well, I mean, maybe I could try start X and see if guest additions are at all working. Oh, they are working, great. So there was no reboot necessary. So great, I can just like go ahead and shut the machine down and take the snapshot of what I just did, so that everything is saved and I can go back to it at any time. I'll just go to snapshots, installed VirtualBox Guest Additions take. Okay, great. So I'll start the VM again, and okay, so before since I already know that the VirtualBox Guest Additions are working and all, before I start like configuring the awesome window manager, I want first to try and make it so that it loads automatically on boot, so that I don't have to type start X every time. And so to do that, I have found this this page, which I'll open. So like this guide shows how to make it so that it starts automatically. So the main thing is like for automatic start X, add this snippet to the end of the file at .profile, or like home directory .profile. So I'll just do that. Nano .profile. I'm already in my home directory, so so it already has some stuff here. Oh yeah, I can't paste, I mean, unless I launch the window manager, but I'll just type it. And maybe I'll add a comment saying that like it's launch start X so tty equals dev tty1 closing bracket double ampersand exec start X. So file name to write .profile. Yes. Okay, so I'll just reboot and see if it worked. It did work. Sorry about my VM window jumping all over the place. I mean, I guess it's like it saves the window position and like for some reason it wants to place it like there, like on the right side of the screen. Not sure why, but regardless, so like this worked. Great. I'll just take another snapshot again, and it jumped again. Like, I mean, what is that all about? Like, so right, snapshot. So set up start X. I'll just say start X to start automatically. Configured start X. I didn't configure start X. I don't know, like, it's just like the phrasing is whatever. That's fine. Let's see. I'll just copy this to my checklist right away so that I know what to do. Like this. All right. So I guess I'm done with this. It also says something, set the correct default target. Not sure what this is all about, but since it's already working, I'll just not do that. So okay, let's just start the VM again. Okay, so I can now like do this, which is nice, but the main thing is now to figure out how to transfer the file that I wanted to transfer. Well, maybe I don't need to like do anything complicated. Let me just try the easy thing. Basically, less.config, there isn't a folder yet there for the awesome window manager, so I'll create it. mkdir.config/awesome, and the reason I'm creating it is because the config file goes in that folder, and it's gonna be .config awesome. So home directory.config awesome and rc.lua. Here we go. Okay, so like what I'm hoping to be able to do is just like to enable shared clipboard and just be able to copy and paste it in here, because at this point I just want to get things working, like to just quickly import my config. So I'll just copy this and I'll see if I can paste it. So like Control-Shift-V, yes, great, it worked, right? Yeah, it looks like the end of the file. Yep. Okay. Done with that. So now I can press Control-O to save and Control-X to exit. And I believe there was an option here somewhere to restart. Yep. Okay, great. So now I have my configuration here. Okay, so now I can start thinking about what else to install. Here. But maybe actually what I'm gonna do is end this video here, try to keep it relatively short and kind of have a topic contained. So maybe I'll finish this video here and well, I'm gonna shut down the VM and I'm gonna create a snapshot again of what I just did. So I'll just say configured awesome take, and yeah, I'll leave it at this. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't seen other videos in this series where I prepare for my installation of Debian by going quite thoroughly through all of the steps and like thinking through what software I'll need, and the main aim is also to not have any extra unnecessary stuff on my system. So starting from the base minimal install and building it up to a system that has the stuff that I need but nothing more than that. So that's kind of the idea. So I hope you found this video valuable, and go ahead and check out the other ones if you haven't seen them. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.